So metal, we kind of want it to be, what is it? It's reasonably broad highlight. So if you look at this, you can sort of tell that the highlight is maybe sort of covering this sort of range. So it's reasonably broad. It's not super pin tight. So this sort of distance is what we'll use for the glossiness map. We need to come up with a grayscale value that'll sort of give us this sort of coverage, roughly. We can also refer to life as well to sort of figure out what a nice metal glossiness looks like. And then we can also sort of like eyeball it once we get into Marmoset. So that takes care of the glossiness factor. The spec, what the spec will do, it'll give us this sort of nice little breakup that we've got here. All these sort of like little metal flakes and chunks and dints, and this will come from the spec map, the breakup, the spec breakup. I'll go through a lot more about how we actually do that, I guess, in the next tutorial, since we're pretty much tight on time. But I'll just use these just to quickly fill in some regions for the gloss. So metal would be, if that's super tight, maybe it's something like that. Gloss. Rope, maybe it's a little broader than metal. So maybe something like that. The velvet. Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty broad as well. So right now I'm sort of like eyeballing it. This is kind of what PBR improves upon. It gets very real world and technical and precise, rather than the artist sort of just guessing what a nice glossiness value is. Claws. I kind of want them to be kind of tight. And the fur is going to be probably very low specular intensity, but reasonably broad glossiness. And that's probably everything. Oh, the eyeball. Eyeball's going to be super glossy. You want that really tight highlight. And there we have like the glossiness map pretty much done. It's going to require some tweaking and balancing in relation to our spec map and everything else, but this sort of allows you to get like a really quick result that we can throw into Marmoset and test out. But yeah, I'll leave it there because we're pretty much right on time. And to actually get this working, we'll need to do a spec map as well, but we'll cover that in more depth next time.
All right, cool.
Were there any questions?
I think we got to all of them during the class, but here's your last chance, guys, to get any questions before we call it a night.
I can just hit save as well, and he'll just dump that information straight back.
Nice.
And maybe that was a bit too bright, so then I can just go back and tweak that.
Julia says too much to process. But if we don't have any other questions, then I guess we will call it a night.